Hello, Edmonton. Welcome to the Midnight Tonight Show. Tonight we have Lilith Fae on, as well as Jhonny Jhon. Thanks for tuning in. Hello, welcome to the Midnight Tonight Show. I'm sitting here with Lilith Fae, a local hip-hop artist.
Yeah, as I exit Plato's cave, y'all I got cash money bills, throw it in the air, throw it in the air, keep the change, as I exit
Let's go.
Plato's cave, little bitch.
What you want? That smoke? No ciggy. You bet I can be notorious, but no.
Hey, thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me.
So, how have things been?
They have been awesome. I've been just, making music and pursuing what I love doing and just following my path in life, like what my dreams are,
That's perfect. You're just like in your zone right now.
Yeah, I'm laser focused. That's all I can think about sometimes. It's very...
So let's tell the people what you're laser focused about. Like, you are a young hip hop artist, a female hip hop artist entering into this kind of scene, but like you've spent a lot of years in the basement kind of like honing your skill. That's what I've seen. So like, tell us more about it.
So I started out as a poet, and it's kind of a long journey. Like, I started writing when I was 12 because I had a crush on a guy that played guitar, and so I wanted to learn how to play guitar and sing guitar like he did. And then that led me down like writing a lot of songs and poetry, but I could never figure out how to make songs for a while because I just didn't have the confidence. And I kept trying to learn guitar for years. And then all of a sudden one day I meet like a friend that I made, and his name's Chain, and he got me like making my poetry into music by inspiring me with his music. And we busked on White Ave, and he had me read off my phone and on a microphone in front of, he's like, I'm throwing you to the wolves.
Yeah. That's a good way to do it. That's literally like exposure therapy. I've actually talked to some people who like are trying to coach youth and how to like get over stage fright. And I made the same suggestion, like take them to White Avenue, busk with them so they can sing in front of people just walking past them. And then people who like will stop and kind of look, and it gives you that exposure therapy without too much pressure of being on stage,
Exactly.
So like that's an amazing way to start. That's a great friend of yours.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love him. And it's very enlightening because I had very bad social anxiety. I didn't even want to be seen. I wanted to be invisible for so long. And like, it felt so weird hearing my voice out loud because it felt like the first time I could actually hear my own thoughts almost. Like, it was more real.
That's super transformative. Like, as an artist who's like so internally focused, and then now you have this huge creative urge to burst forth and like be out there, but like you don't want to. It's scary. It's a threshold you have to like break through.
Yes.
And for you to do that, that's a huge step as an artist. That is like the early birthing of an artist. You're like literally pushing out of that womb. That's awesome.
Yeah, out of the ground. Yeah.
So how did the whole hip hop like collaboration get started?
So the guy Chain Reaction that I was working with on White Avenue, he is a rapper himself and hip hop artist and producer, and he had rubbed off on me a lot, and I just kind of gained more attitude like he did, He's a Jamaican guy, like he has like a lot of attitude and a lot of swag in his music, And so I started writing just normal songs, like R&B type songs. And then I played guitar. I got into that. So I kind of explored different things. And then one day I was like, I don't even like playing guitar that much. I'm not even that good at it. I just didn't feel it, I wasn't passionate. And I was listening to all this hip hop music, and I never thought I could rap. And then one day on the avenue, I'm busking with him, and there's all these guys freestyling. I just suddenly got the microphone and I started freestyling some of my lyrics on guitar.
Nice.
Yes. And then I was like, wait a second. That was an enlightening moment where I was like, I'm going to be a rapper.
There's your aha moment, like literally just transformed right there on the avenue.
Yep.
A star is born. There you go.
It was a time of, exploring music was like exploring like a part of my soul,
For sure.
Yeah.
So you do that exploration. Like everybody always kind of has little cornerstone musicians and artists they listen to that kind of help them sculpt who they are. So like who were your influences as an artist and as a poet? Like what kind of poetry did you listen to? What kind of artists did you get into even for rap?
Yes. Yeah. So I never actually like really read poetry unless it was in school. And I was just really good at LA. I guess. I was really good at reading and writing and stuff. And I wrote stories when I was a kid, all that.
So uninfluenced just came out of you anyways. You just wrote poetry. So what about like the musicians that influenced you? Like, was there any like rap guys that you kind of looked up to? Like, I want to kind of sound like this. I like this style.
I love 50 Cent. I don't know if I'm going for a 50 Cent vibe, but I just love him.
Yeah,
and
it's something you like.
I love how his music makes me feel, and I just want to give people that feeling.
I'm from the 50 Cent era. I know all about 50 Cent. We grew up with 50 Cent,
yeah, like it just makes you feel like light and like a fun party vibe, but like also like touch on like some serious stuff.
Yeah.
At the same
like
time.
In the Club came out when I was like in high school. So it's like all we heard. Yeah. So you collab quite a lot with a bunch of other guys. So now past that, like how long ago was that that you just kind of got into it? How long have you been into like the hip hop thing and promoting and doing your music?
I've been putting my music out and rapping since I put it out in October 2023.
Wow.
That I put out
Fresh.
Swords.
Like 2 years.
And that was like officially on Spotify and all that, right? But I started rapping a year prior to that and teaching myself how to rap. Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
From there, yeah.
So then like what kind of collabs have you been doing? Like who's your favorite kind of collab to do with?
Like,
why is it Timmy
K? My
K?
favorite person?
Yeah, to collab with.
Oh, I don't know if I could. I mean, I do collab with Timmy K and Samson. I don't know if I could decide because I love them equally.
Yeah, that Samson one that you did was really good. Yeah.
Yes.
That was the guy you did Plato's Cave with?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
We have big musical chemistry, man.
That's my next question was that Plato's Cave seems to mark a change in the way you rap. So the way you rap on that track, it's markedly different than the way you rap on any of your other songs. It's like got a totally different flow to it. So what kind of made that? Was that his influence or is that something new you're kind of trying or did you just fall into that?
I wanted to challenge myself to use more words and vocabulary and, rap quicker with more words and challenge myself too. But I also was like really passionately angry about stuff. So I had to write about it. And then I thought about like this philosophy of Plato's Cave at the same time. And, how our perspective does change, like how we see ourselves in the world. And I just was mad at ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mad at people being ignorant. Well, it really comes out in that track. And I mean, I dug it. I thought it was like a really part of your growth. After listening to you for as long as I have, seeing that come out, I was like, holy cow. Like you can really tell like a lot of growth there. So good on that. That was a really good one.
It's funny because like my dad, for example, he is an English teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's retired now, but he never said a word about my music ever for years and never said anything. He'd say cool or nice maybe sometimes, but he actually said like, you're evolving and I actually think like this content is like more, like there's just more to it, So that meant a lot to me.
That's huge. I never got that. I'd be like, come listen to this CD. My parents were like, we're busy. So that's huge. The parents' recognition.
Like the validation.
That's huge.
It's like I'm starving sometimes for that.
We're artists. We are always starving for validation. Yeah. There's not a reason why we don't do it. So where do you make your music? Like, a lot of times you're posting videos, they're like super cool because you're like just sitting on your bed in like a basement somewhere and it's super, it just reminds me of like the early beginnings of stuff. Is that where you guys are like mixing these beats and like you guys have like a beat basement somewhere or what?
My process of making music, so that's kind of a complicated question because I buy my beats and then sometimes I'll get them from like a friend who does producing. I'm all over the place with that.
Yeah.
And then I write afterwards, and then I take it to the studio.
Okay. And where's that studio? Like you guys have a studio that you all do it at, or you do it different places all the time?
Different places.
Okay. Depends what project is and what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So are you putting together an album or are you just kind of focusing on singles? It seems like you're very like singles orientated. Yeah.
I have a EP that's finished, but it's not out yet.
Okay. That's exciting.
That's what I was going to announce today is
Nice.
that Queen Mode is out very soon. I won't say when, but it's my EP.
Yeah.
It has 4 songs on it. And yeah, it's the first theme, like a collection of a theme that I really am strongly feeling.
So 4 songs, same theme, kind of same beats, or not same beats, but like same theme going throughout the whole album.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
What would you say the theme of the album is? With a name like Queen Mode, I can
Queen
only
Mode?
guess. Yeah.
Like a feminine power,
Yeah.
like taking back your power as a woman in relationships
Mm-hmm.
and in life, and just being a woman. It's very just girl focused
Mm-hmm.
on girl power. Yeah.
How do you, yeah, Spice Girls, man. I know all about
Yeah.
it. How have you felt that representation inside of the community you're in right now, this rap community that you're in? Is there a lot of female representation?
No.
Or are you the only one in your
I'm
little
not the
community?
only one.
But yeah.
But I don't see many women, and I'm trying to like reach out.
Mm-hmm.
I have some collabs going on. Like if you've heard of Goldilocks,
Okay.
we're gonna collab.
Nice.
I wasn't really gonna announce that yet, but why not?
Yeah, go ahead. You're on this.
Spill the tea. But like, yeah, like she's very talented. She's
Mm-hmm.
she's doing like kind of like a new age like spiritual like love and light type vibe.
Cool.
if I
Like
could
going that
say
like
what
Shannon
I
Blake
think it
wrote.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's what she has, a really positive message in her music, and I really like it.
Nice. That
Yeah.
works out well. It's like
Kinda
the Wiccan
yin to
and the
my
hippie
yang.
getting together.
Yeah, because I'm a
Yeah.
little more dark.
Yeah, exactly. So what have you found out to be like kind of the hardest part of your journey so far? You're just on like the early beginnings of this. I can totally see it going super far, but like what has been like a little hurdle you've jumped so far to get where you are? Was it like finding shows or finding collabs?
Putting my music out was a huge, like on all the platforms. I didn't think I could do that. I didn't know how. I would thought like it was impossible and out of reach.
Yeah, yeah. It
After
just
that-
it just seems something beyond something that you could do yourself.
Yeah, and then once I figured it out, I was like, oh my God, I got the hack.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta show other artists this, like, and like, if someone wants to work with me and they haven't done that yet, I say, please do that. And it's not because I'm trying to be, like, I'm better. It's because I want someone to make themselves better and step up their game before they work with me.
Yeah.
So that they better themselves too.
Yeah,
And
totally.
actually, like, be proper about it. Like, show that you're serious.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
would you help them know how to do that and help them show them? Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, you ain't gatekeeping that shit. You're going to show them how to do it.
Yeah. Like, because
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't want someone to do that to me.
No, that would suck. I mean, I don't think I even know how to like put out my own music on Spotify. I know how to do it on YouTube, but not on Spotify. So I might have to ask you how to do that.
Yes. I mean, it's just music distributors, right?
Yeah.
So-
Like, I got CD Baby to do it for us with Whiskey Wagon like 10 years ago.
You're doing the right route.
Yeah, and then
There
we
we go.
put out another album, and I'm like, well, I'm not hiring CD Baby to this. I'm just pressing the album by myself. So I press the album by myself, and then I'm like, shit, how do I get this on Spotify under the same artist? Because I don't have any of the access to like that artist, so that's weird. But I'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's a way around that though.
Yeah.
You can get through that. Yeah.
So who's been the most supportive of your music so far, other than your dad?
Oh, that's funny. Like definitely Chain, because he was like the father of my music birth.
Okay, it was Chain. What's this other part of his name?
Reaction.
Chain Reaction, and he's this Jamaican
Yes.
dude that you like.
Yeah,
done
he's a
classes
White
with?
Ave artist, and he he performs on White Ave like
Okay.
religiously. You'll see him there.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to look out for Chain Reaction, man.
Yeah.
Next time I see him, I'll be like, I know you know.
I love that guy, and
Yeah.
like I thank him a lot because he just really brought me a gift of music that he brought something out of me that like I didn't know how to access, and I just appreciate that about him.
That's huge, man.
Yeah.
Literally, like, that's one of the best gifts he could have ever given you.
It's very
Yeah.
spiritual, man.
Who else has
Yeah.
been pretty supportive in your journey? Have you found like anybody else?
Lots of friends.
yeah.
Like I had a friend named Sam, and we're not really talking these days, but
Mm-hmm.
he always hyped me up when I got hate.
Yeah.
And he told me, you're a star, and he'd be like, you toughen up, like you got this.
That's the hard part, though, is
Talk
like
me
getting
into
lots
it.
of hate. Like social media can be so
Especially when
fucking.
you're starting out.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
who doesn't start out cringe? Who
Yeah.
doesn't? No one.
Oh man,
No one does.
You ever seen Teabag You?
No.
I'll show it to you later.
Okay,
It's,
word.
it's my cringe start. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has that. It's the birth of an artist.
Yeah.
It's painful and it's embarrassing. It's humiliating. and you just have to ride the wave and tell yourself, chin up, you know, keep going.
That being said, where do you see yourself in like 10 years then? Because you see yourself looking back being like, oh, that's little me, like just doing those songs and like, oh man, and you see yourself having a bigger vision then? What's your projection for the future?
I have plans. Like, okay, so I want to make a lot of money.
So devilish. I have plans.
I have plans, like, lots of plans. I want to make a lot of money. I want to be a billionaire, first of all.
Perfect.
Okay, so like I'm shooting high. Like, why not shoot for the stars? Because why would I say millionaire when I can say billionaire?
Shoot for the stars. Maybe you'll end up at least not in the gutter if you're shooting for the stars.
At least I'm, like if 50 Cent, get rich or die trying.
Yeah.
But with that, I want to start a rental company. That's also a dream of mine.
A rental company?
Yeah, so I can invest more money into making more money.
Oh, like as a side hustle, like a rental, like a house rental? Like you want to be a landlord
like,
or you?
Like own properties, like Monopoly.
Okay. So you want to be a landlord.
Yeah. And then I want to start some businesses, like some art businesses.
Okay, cool.
Well, I also paint and I make jewelry.
There's a lot of hustle on the
like entrepreneur stuff. Like I want to invest in like more arts.
Yeah. Well, you got it. And if you can hustle like that and you can put that money back into your art, you can do tons. Like that's huge.
Yeah.
So what about this community that you've been part of? I see like you're doing a lot more live shows and it seems to kind of be the same kind of people that are hyping you and stuff like that. Have you been accepted into like a little hip hop community inside of Edmonton?
I'm not really like, I don't know how to define myself with that. Like, I just kind of do my thing, but I was with Sunrise Tribe for a long time.
Okay. And
that really leveled me up.
Yeah.
I still do shows with them, but I kind of took a break from performing for a while to work on my EP. And then now I've expanded to having more opportunities because they've seen me do so many Sunrise shows. And they've been a huge part in like
that's huge support,
bringing me up. And they've been super supportive and really
Where do they host a lot of their shows at?
They host them at Dockside and Crown.
Okay. Crown and Anchor in Castle Downs?
No, on White Ave.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And Roosters. On White Ave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they're all just those are the White Ave hip hop spots.
Yeah, it's hip hop, but it's actually like a lot of rave music and a lot of DJs. And then he has like Nico, the promoter. He has like people doing hip hop as well, like featured on the shows. But he has a lot of DJs doing the same like shows over and over.
Cool.
Right?
It does like EDM stuff.
It's a vibe, yeah.
That's awesome. So what could one expect from you at a live show? Like what is the live show like? Like you're just up there rapping and they got like screens going, like lights going. Is there people on the dance floor? You said it's like in the middle of an EDM.
I love making people dance. If the crowd is willing to like vibe out that way, I will like try to bring it out of them if they're feeling it. But it depends on you read the room, right? Type thing. Yeah, like it depends on the energy in the room, but sometimes it's very easy to just like, point at a girl, be like, got that kind of body, make a wanna put a ring on it. And just start dancing, feeling
GTA,
herself, right?
I know that song, yeah.
Yes. So like, just like being intimate with like one person at a time, or even just like, or just looking through the crowd and just like, just like trying to like embody that.
Yeah.
That just like, completely embodying like just the music.
Yeah. And just get what you need to do it out there, perfect that, that's what kind of way I do it when I'm on stage. I just zone out sometimes and don't really ever focus on the crowd. My crowd work is shit, except for in between songs. Then I'll like make really horrible jokes, but generally I just kind of phase out and work on music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm really bad at talking in between my sets. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, I'm here to just like say what I got planned to say because I like to think before I speak a lot. And then like talking out like in between songs is weird. It's just like,
that's my problem. I never think before I talk. So I just all this verbal diarrhea just comes spilling out of my mouth in between songs. That's good.
That's awesome.
So when you do shows, do you have like physical media merch or have you got like hoodies or anything like that? How are people repping you?
I haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay. That's going to be a huge part of like you making money.
That would be an
Had
investment.
some of the best advice I ever got from a guy who I just recorded an album with was like, don't ever try to make money off your album. He's like, this is like your business card. You hand this out to people you want to get gigs to or people that want to be your fans. Instead, take it like the lesson from Kiss. Put your logo and your fancy stuff on everything you can, from like lighters to keychains to underwear to t-shirts to everything, and just sell that. That's the stuff you're going to make money on.
That's solid advice, though. Yep.
And we did that. We just had slap stickers on everything. And one of the best items I ever had was a dress. I made a whiskey wagon dress, and that thing would sell out before I even
That's
could
awesome.
get them unpacked. It was awesome. I had people being like, you don't have my size? Whatever. I'll just take whatever you have.
Yeah, because it's exciting. Yeah.
So stuff like that just like sells. And that's where you can make some really good money. If you're like really into hustling and you make jewelry that supports your rap stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's huge.
You're giving me good ideas.
Well, I'm trying to help
I like
you out.
it. I like it. Yes.
Yeah, just market yourself any way you can. If you can do the two at one, then you're selling jewelry and marketing yourself and your music in the same thing. That's huge.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Never thought about it that way.
I mean, you could have Lilith Fae earrings.
That's cool. Yes.
So-
Yes. Great idea.
So what about your future? You got some shows coming up? I mean, nothing too close. I don't think we'll be able to wrap it right away, but anything coming up big this summer?
I have something this weekend.
Oh, okay. Well, we will not be able to get this out before the weekend, but you can still talk about it.
Yeah, it's May 9th and 10th. It's with Team Liddy. They have been helping me get on some shows. They're kind of like a record label like type team that gets a group of rappers that I just started working with recently. I only had one show with them, but
yeah,
right
I think
now
I saw
I'm
you
loving
did
it,
some social media stuff for Team Liddy. You were like, oh, I'm at a Team Liddy show doing my
trying
stuff.
something new,
Yeah.
and I like the people.
So this is like your new hip hop crew that you're going to be rolling with for a bit, just see how it works.
Yeah, I try to be independent, but it's always good to branch out and like be open to like connecting and
That's
see where
what
it
it
goes.
is about. I'm going to tell you, like right now, the communities that you touch will be the people that lift you up and get you shows and introduce you to new fan bases. So if as an artist, if you're an independent who can go play with all these artists in this community and you're still good with them, and then you can go to another community and still be good with them and go to all these communities, you get all their fan bases and it can lift you up. The hardest part is just not beefing with everybody.
Expansion. Yes.
Yeah.
And
the hip hop community loves beefing.
well, you just bring it to the microphone. That's it.
There you go. Yeah.
Not the DMs.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
That's the way to be.
Exactly. Make it a show. Don't make it personal.
Capitalize on your disses and all that, you know?
If we're gonna fight, let's make some money, right?
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
good.
be smart about it.
Yeah. MGK and Eminem definitely did.
Yeah,
They
that
don't-
was actually very smart of them.
Yeah. I don't know if they planned it, but they definitely both
might
made a
have.
lot of money.
That was genius.
Yeah. Speaking of, have you beefed with anyone? Do you want to talk about that or no?
I don't beef with other rappers.
That's good.
Like,
You're like the only rapper in history never to beef.
oh my God. Okay. Well,
Oh, here it goes.
like maybe there's just like a general thing, but
Yeah.
like I don't really like, I don't know, like I don't have particular people I like hate.
Yeah.
I just hate like certain behaviors generally.
Yeah.
And if I
So you don't
notice
hate
that,
one person, you hate like a whole collective group of people that
I would just
do
hate like
one thing.
a type of attitude or something that I see one day or notice like a pattern of,
Like
and then I'd
littering?
write about it. But I wouldn't like hate that person or like resent them or like
Yeah.
have animosity and like not talk to them and be open to like, because like that's not gonna help me at all.
Well, that's good. I mean, you're always
Fixate
looking at
on
what's
that.
going to help you. That's good. I mean, if you're going to stay non-beefing in the hip hop community, you're going to go
But
far.
I can like just express my anger on the microphone in a general way.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's helping me release it,
Yeah.
but it's not like hurting anyone.
So you're like passively talking about the person you hate.
Yeah, that's the way to be.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, yeah. You don't have to name call or point out anybody. You can just go, hey, I'm just venting here.
I mean, you could get a little specific if you want, just a little nugget, a little tip there if you really hate someone. But
Yeah.
like, it hasn't really gone there. So you know what I mean?
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. So what do you see next for you like this summer? Like what's coming up? What do you got for your next big things? It's the EP drop and then you're going to do a bunch of shows.
Yeah, I'm kind of just rolling with the waves and seeing what comes at me, and then I'm gonna take any shows I get.
That's exciting.
Yep.
I can't wait to see it. I'm going to have to come to one of your shows.
I'd love that. Yeah.
Well,
you should.
I've been getting no more now that I'm doing the show, but yeah, I'll definitely
Come
come.
this weekend.
Might be able to.
It's at Chimmy's Pub. Yeah.
Chimmy's. I don't think I've been to
It's
Chimmy's.
Friday and Saturday. So like, if you don't end up going to Friday, there's still Saturday.
Cool. Well, I'll
Two
check it out.
extras. Yeah.
Thanks a lot for coming on. It's awesome to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. All right, that's Lilith Fae at the Midnight Tonight Show, and we'll be right back up with Jhonny Jhon. Welcome back to the Midnight Tonight Show. I have Jhonny Jhon sitting here with me.
Romo, tú nunca me has portado, tú sí que estás totado, no te he solicitado, si cojo fiao yo pago, pero no cojo fiao, si te he necesitado, no te ha manifestado, yo nunca te he pedido, ¿por qué tan preocupado, coño? Bandolero, que bebo, que fumo, que ando con cuero, si yo gasto mi dinero, yo lo gasto porque lo tenemos.
How's it going, dude?
I'm totally fine, man. How are you doing?
Great. I'm doing good, man. It's great to have you here. So I met you through a mutual friend. We always go to Gracie's Pub, and you were down there doing some music. And one of my friends was like, you need to get this guy on the show. So I looked into you a bit, and you've got some interesting history. You've been an artist for a long time, man.
Yeah. I have like around 25 years already in the industry of music, but I've been a little away, to be honest. I've been recording singles probably every 2-3 years. But
Okay.
now I'm back to writing and producing some music, so I should be ready to release some music soon.
Nice. You're getting ready to blossom with a new branch on your tree, man, because you started not in Canada. You started in the Dominican.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I used to work on the resort 1st as a singer. I came to Canada and I started, meeting some groups and stuff. And that's how I get to the professional music. And then, like I say, I find a partner. We make a CD back in 2005. Was called Tumbao Inc. And that's when I started. That was my first experience recording. And that's when I go back to Dominican 2005 to promote my music and all over the place.
Is that your hometown then, the Santo Domingo?
Yes, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Nice. That's awesome, man. So you came to Canada, recorded all your music, went back to Santo Domingo, was like, dude, look what I was doing. I bet everybody was just like in love.
Exactly. That's how everything started. So, I've been there probably 3 years working hard. I get 3, 4, 5 songs top of the line there. And I kind of get so, down because it's, in this industry, it's a lot of money to spend. So I was kind of tired and I wasn't 100% organized with my music. So that takes me a little while. And
so you were just touring all around the Dominican, just doing music every night. You were like, because I've seen some of the music videos, man. Like when those would have came out at that time, because they were like early 2000s. Yeah, like you were hitting all that style. I can tell by the style of the clothes you're wearing, the dance moves you're doing, because you're making like Latin R&B music, and like that would have just blew up there, man. Like
that was totally a new line of tropical music. Yeah, merengue music. But yeah, I do some mixes there, like with hip hop and everything, and was great, right? I started this in Dominican, and I discovered was all over the place. Yeah, Venezuela.
You are the first international artist we've had on here, so thank you for coming
so
here.
much.
That's
I'm
awesome,
so happy to be here.
Yeah. So, and then you went to Toronto, and is that where you recorded most of the music, and you were kind of an artist there for a while?
Yeah, I record my first production in Toronto, but then I went back to my country. I found there like the best of the best to record my next production.
Nice, yeah.
And yeah, that's when everything started.
That's awesome, man. So that's the start of it. And now you're here in Edmonton, and you're trying to carve out a place and a name and a new style and new singles you're making. And it's I bet you feel like you're just kind of starting with new, fresh dirt in the ground, man. Like that's a hard thing to do, what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Because, being away from that, and then when at least what make me come back to music like with this power now is being organizing on social media, having like a distribution company and all that. So I started discovering what's going on, where I'm going, and where my music is going to, and that's when I get the new style for me.
And that's hard, man, because the game has changed since those early 2000s. Those early 2000s, the power wasn't in the artist's hand, where you could just start a Spotify, you could start your own YouTube, you could start this. Like you weren't getting recognized unless you were with some kind of representative label that was going to start filming your music videos and putting out your music, and some record label that was going to get you distribution. None of it. And now all of it is just left into the artist's hands. Everything's DIY. You record it yourself, you produce it yourself, you put it out yourself, you make your own merch. Like it's just been totally put into the hands of the artist now, which is freeing freeing, but also just terrifying sometimes, right?
Yeah, because not everybody can get there, right? It's
Yeah.
kind of difficult. And, from, like you say, in 2000s, we just deal with CDs and that's it, and DVDs and kind of stuff. And when YouTube came and Spotify or those platforms, they changed the game,
Yeah, 100%.
There is a lot of artists, they are still lost because they don't know how to register the song, and how to do the distribution and all that. Even myself, I don't
Yeah.
know. I have to pay someone for
and
that.
You have like artists like Snoop Dogg who are talking against Spotify, being like, "Where's my money coming from?" And if you're counting on money from your plays, like on Spotify, they pay you pennies, man. You've got like
Exactly.
14 cents for every 3 years. So I mean, it becomes ridiculous. Where it's like before, when your music was played on the radio, like SoCan we were talking about earlier,
Yeah.
you're getting paid for this kind of stuff. Whereas now it's free. It's basically free on the streaming for anything, and you don't get any of that cut. So
Exactly.
there's like a love-hate towards it, where you want your music to get out, but you want to get paid for the money you're putting into it. And it's hard for an artist at these stages to find out where that money's coming from. And that's why most of us are just artists as hobbies now,
Yeah, I totally agree. That's why I quit from the stages long time ago. I gonna be back because I got some requests from people from here from Edmonton. So I gonna be the 31st. It's gonna be my first show, right, in Edmonton, because I don't really want to do that anymore.
The 31st
Yeah,
of this month.
I just wanna record music,
Yeah.
record videos and leave it to the platform, and that's it, because it's been hard for me to have this 15, 16 pieces band and get them together.
16-piece band.
Yes, that's what I got.
So you're not playing to like mic'd up tracks and stuff. You've got a 16-piece band.
Yeah.
That you sing and do your hip hop stuff over. That's insane.
Exactly. That I got trumpet, saxo, percussion.
How many of them are bongo players?
Yeah,
They
I
play the-
have bongo, I have congas too,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have timbales.
When I was growing up, I wanted to be a conga player so bad that I went to my music teacher and I was like, "Teach me to play the congas." She was so confused. She was like, "What? Like teach you to hit this thing?" And she told me like, "I'll teach you to play guitar, and then I'll teach you to play congas." And thank God she did that, because I would have never learned guitar. But yeah.
Yeah,
the
conga is a
congas.
great instrument. I love percussion. All
Oh
over.
yeah, the percussion rocks, especially Latin percussion. That's like where it was for me, man.
Exactly.
I think it was like a Richie Havens recording at Woodstock, and he sings the song "Freedom," and there's a guy in the back just playing congas, and it's like that's what got me fired up. I'm like, oh, such a drum circle hippie at heart. But so, what kind of style of music do you say that you play? Because like a 16-piece band.
Yeah. It's a tropical music. I play merengue. It's the most I record, but I have salsa. I have bachata. Do you know bachata?
I don't know bachata.
Well, bachata has been very, famous in the last generation, and salsa too. So I have the tropical music on the side, but I also doing hip hop. I have some kind of hip hop
Yeah.
mixed with merengue, but it sounds like totally electronic.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
In the next 5-4 months, I be recording just hip hop,
Yeah.
reggaeton, and some stuff.
Okay.
Just 10 songs of
So
it.
you're kind of modernizing a little bit.
Yeah, because I do 2007, I record 2 reggaetons, and they come up just 4 months ago, and they are going up and up on YouTube. So
Nice.
this is a signal that I have to just put merengue on the side a little bit and go more for the electronic music and
Yeah.
stuff, because new generation, that's what they want.
Yeah. And that's good. That means you're modernizing. That means that you're flexible, capable, malleable to see a demand and fulfill that.
Exactly. And I just record a Bruno Mars song. It's called When I Was Your Man. I
Okay.
take that song from slow, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I converted in merengue now. So I
Nice.
have, that's what I'm trying to mix my language,
Yeah.
Espanol, and do some Spanglish music, So
Yeah.
people in Canada and US, they can get better stuff from me.
And that's huge, because you're then accessing this entire market with Spanglish, which is like Spanish and English together.
Yeah.
You're able to still stay true to your ethnic roots, but reach this group of English speaking people who want to hear your music.
Yeah, and when I check my analytics, I see I have a lot of people from the US. I guess they must be more Latinos, right?
Yeah.
But like all the stages in
Yeah.
US, I have fans. So
That's great.
That's what is bringing me to explore, the English music
That's good.
and mix
I mean,
it with this Latin flavor on it.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of like Latin communities in Canada as much as there is in the States too.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
exactly.
You're going to start to see that more and more though.
That's what happened when I go to Grace's, right? Because this is kind of Canadian bar. And
yeah.
no Latin, there is no Latin people, right? No Latin music. So when I bring the flavor and the people love it.
Oh, God, yeah.
It's
Like-
crazy. I never expect to sing, when I sing those Latin music, like Despacito, La Gasolina, it's like, I'm so impressed. Like
They love it. Yeah, man.
they love
They're
it
just loving
more
you.
than what I expect, you know?
So what was something that stood out to you when you came to Canada? Like, was there anything distinct that was interesting about coming to a brand new country to make music?
No, when the way I came to Canada, I was working in the resorts.
Okay.
That was my area. I get married with a Canadian girl.
Oh, okay.
So
you're like well into the Canadian stuff.
exactly.
That's good, yeah.
So that's, I came here, I find friends, and I start doing what I love.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's a good way to enter into it, man. Is just be part of the culture like right away. You dove right in. So
Yeah.
that's good. It'd be a lot stranger if you just came on a plane to record some stuff and didn't know anything about Canada or anything like that. But it sounds like you've been kind of coming here, periodically through work and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah. I try to make it.
So what type of music was most influential for you while you were growing up? Because you grew up in the Dominican and it's
Yeah.
obviously merengue.
Yeah, exactly. It's so tropical. It's
Yeah,
merengue. So I always wanted to go for that line, and it was great when I tried, because merengue is like tropical, and normally they don't mix those sounds that I put. So when I start doing this, I'm like, I need to put something different. And that's when I start using sounds like hip hop and stuff like that, and mixing. Plus, if you see my dancers, they don't really dance merengue.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
dance hip hop on top of the merengue beat. You understand? So that
For
makes
sure,
my
yep.
group like totally different. And I guess that's why it makes easy for me to get to the public.
So how do classic merengue lovers from the Dominican feel about your music? Do they feel that you're ruining it, or do they feel like you're adding to it?
Well, no, they feel great, because
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, for the money I put on music and what I see now in the platform in the countries that I'm getting at,
Yeah.
was like great.
That's
I don't
awesome.
even know how big I was in countries like Venezuela or Colombia until I see my analytics, and I
Well, you
realize
need to go there. You need to perform there, man. You get the superstar shit. They'd be rolling out the red carpet for you, I'm sure.
I will try my
Yeah.
best soon.
So who's been your biggest support in making your music? Do you come from a musical family? Do you like?
Yeah, no, at all. My family, there is no one on
Okay.
music. I don't know how I came with this.
you were the one, hey?
Exactly, because my father, he used to hate that. He never wanted to support me when
Oh,
it comes
okay.
to music. Like, forget about that. Go,
Yeah, it's a
go
childish
play
thing.
baseball or
Yeah,
go
yeah.
to the university or something, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
thanks God, I make it by myself, and now everybody love it. And everybody wants to support me, right?
Yeah.
After you go through to it.
Yeah. Once you've made it big in every friggin' Latin American country there is, they're like, oh yeah, well, I guess
Yeah.
that you were right about that. So what's been the hardest part of your musical journey so far that for you? What have you seen? I mean, we were talking a little bit about some stuff, but I mean,
Yeah.
I imagine there's lots of different struggles we can talk about.
Well, in 2007, after spending more than 10 million pesos, which is like probably something close to 500,000 Canadians, and being broke and don't know what to do. I see my music all over the radio, but the manager I have, he cannot find shows and stuff. And I'm like, wow, what's going on? I was living full time in Dominican, and I get so frustrated. I'm like, I'm going back to Canada. So since 2007, I record probably 10 or 12 songs, but no full time the way I used to be, because I was doing this, like, if I record a song, I'm going to do a video, I'm going to spend, some money in promotion. But, you get slow when you spend money and you don't see anything coming back.
Yeah.
Thanks to the platform, I see stuff now, because one of the songs that I have, top song, is going crazy on TikTok right now, right?
Oh, good.
I must be over 60 million views on TikTok for
Wow.
that song now. So this is my, how you call it? Like, I don't know how to explain it exactly, but that's what bring me back.
Oh, yeah, it's like you're kind of come back into it. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah.
because I have no passion like for the music at all, and but when I see all the stuff and what's going on and TikTok, that's what is bringing me, you know.
Yeah,
and-
you're blowing up right now. You got to strike while the iron's hot, make some new music, get in there, and
Yeah.
maybe you get another shot. I mean, if you've had this huge rise where you were making that much money and doing
Yes.
that well, and then some shitty manager just gypped you out of everything, and now you're raising again and you're popular. You're the
Exactly.
artist. You're the content. You're what's made that. It doesn't matter if some shitty guy wants to capitalize off it. Like now, we're in this age where the power is all in your hand. Like you said, it's you looking at the analyticals. It's you who's got all this power to make yourself some
Yeah.
money and a place in there. But that also, again, is scary. It's like,
Yeah, and I'm
how do
so
you do
happy,
it?
you know, because
Yeah.
I have a lot of opportunity with Universal and some record label before.
Nice.
But I never get to sign because they don't give me the money I want to,
Mm-hmm.
right? But now I realize that was the best choice I made because I'm independent artist and I have all my music is under me. You know what I mean?
That's perfect.
So that's great.
You've got lots to do. So what communities in Edmonton have you been reaching out to? You said you've got a show in May, and I know like Azucar's is one of the only kind of Latin places I know because I like going
Yeah.
there to eating tacos. I mean, it's a great place. But yeah, have you played at Azucar's, or is that the kind of where the Latin community lies?
I never play in anywhere in Edmonton, but I do have some friends. They have bands here, like they play in Azúcar sometimes. They invite me and stuff, but I'm a Latin guy, but I don't normally visit like
Latin places.
Latin places a
You're
lot.
very Canadianized, yeah. That's why you're hanging out at my bar.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
So, but now you know, after that show at Gracie's,
Yeah.
I bring some Latin guys to play with me, and looks like something sounds there, you know, and they start looking for me now, and
Yeah, that's
they
good.
offer me some shows and stuff, and I'm open. I'm always open to collaborate with.
It starts with a spark, man. And
Exactly.
if you've played that show and now you've got these musicians going, wow, that was a great show we did with this dude. That was wicked.
Yeah, yeah.
Now all of a sudden you're on fire and it's going to go and go and go. I have a feeling these aren't going to be just a few shows you're going to play in Edmonton.
I got that feeling too because you know the last time I show up and the TV on my country was 2006, right? And everybody keep telling me, yo, you need to go at least, you know, and do just at least one TV because people really want to see you because
Yeah.
they don't know what's going on with me, right?
Yeah.
And when you disappear, people are wondering what's going on. This guy, he died, he's in drugs, he's
a million
he's dead,
rumors
you know?
will start. Yeah. And that's this age. It's like you need that content constantly, right? You need to be
Exactly.
putting stuff out. They need to see your face. They need to know where you are. Every day they need to see something from you. You know what I mean? And that can be hard and stressful as well. You know,
Yes.
as an artist, you're trying to put out stuff and, you know, do your thing and you need to be in the forefront all the time, you know?
Exactly.
So you mentioned a 16-piece band and dancers and all this stuff. So what is a live show of Jhonny Jhon's like, man? Like this sounds like super exciting stuff.
Well, I have a lot of stuff with my band and YouTube, right? So
Yeah.
people can reach right there in my channel. But this show coming up on May 31st, this is gonna be probably 16 or 18 piece. I'm not sure. I have
Wow.
to see. I have to go to the rehearsal next week. So
Yeah.
I
And
gonna
where's
find
this
out,
at on the 31st?
This is gonna be in the bar that is called Clandestine Bar.
Clandestine?
Yeah, Clandestine.
So fucking that's May 31st at a Clandestine. Okay, well, I'll definitely be looking for it and we'll try
I
to
hope
promote
to
it.
see you. I
Yeah.
would love to see you in the show.
That'd be cool, man. I've never seen a 16-piece Latin band just light it up. So
Yeah, that would be great.
yeah, fucking A. So what's your future plans then? You said you're recording more music. You're doing this. Are you going to be an album focused? Or are you just working on singles? You doing you used to do videos?
I wanna do one urban album which is like hip hop and reggaeton out of Tropical, but I gonna do probably 20 singles Tropical when it comes to salsa, merengue, and bachata.
And is that the way that they're kind of more put out? They're not put out on albums. They're put out as singles. Or?
Yeah, that doesn't work so much, right? If you wanna do an album, you can throw it in the platform, but like
Yeah.
everybody's working on singles. That's what I'm doing.
It's not a bad way. I mean, like you spend less money that way. You can kind of breadcrumb your way and always appease them.
If I talk to you about, let's say, one merengue album, it will cost me 40,000 Canadians.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those
Yeah.
16 pieces, they have to go one by one in the studio and record.
Yeah,
like I
that's-
have 3 trumpet, 2 saxo, and you know, it's a lot of guys there.
Two
so-
saxophone. They're just fighting for those solos, man. I bet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But in 2026, since I get there, I'm gonna be releasing probably every 30 or 45 days. One
Wow.
single.
So you
Because-
got a steady plan that you're going to do
Yeah,
this. Like,
I'm
next
taking-
year is your year. You're like hibernating, holding back, getting all your media, getting everything together, and then it's going to be, plan of attack.
That's totally right, because I have problem registering my songs and all that too. So I'm getting organized on it and making sure that when I release another song, everything is on the control.
That's wicked. Yeah, that's a really strategic way to do this whole thing. So, so that's what's your goal while you're in Edmonton then is going to be focused into this next year. Like I said, you're holding back, you're making strategies. What are the markers that you'd like to see within the next year? Like just more fans, or you'd like to see a certain amount of shows?
Well, I gonna see how it goes on the 31st and what we can do next, right? But I'm focusing just throwing my music on the platform because I guess this is gonna make money for me in the future.
That's good.
Yeah, I can see it.
Scout it out, and then you can judge your directions of where you want to go from the responses and what you get. But I have a
Exactly.
feeling you're going to get some. There's not too many 16-piece bands out there that get bad responses.
Yeah, I already been requests
Yeah.
from Venezuela once.
Oh.
With the manager that I talked to you about, he brings
Yeah.
someone else.
Yeah, okay.
Which is fine.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes,
Maybe if he
but
pays you up front, yeah.
at least I'm sure when I get some music out, there is something gonna come. I love stages,
Yeah.
I love to do live music, but the problem is in Canada, we have a lot of problems. We have a full-time job, plus we do music too. So
And music doesn't pay as much as it does when you're in
Exactly, so we
any
can-
other foreign country. If you go to England, if you go to Germany, if you go to even the Dominican, I'm sure they pay you a lot better because they say,
Exactly.
oh, this is their job. This is their job. They need to be paid a living wage.
Exactly.
Canada, they look at, oh, that's your hobby. You like to go and
That's right.
just kind of fiddle around a bit. It's like,
that's
okay.
why I'm trying to focus to throw my music in the social media, because that's where I'm gonna get what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, that's all my questions. But I mean, where can we find all of your media stuff? So you're on YouTube, you have Spotify at all?
Yeah,
or-
if you throw my name on Google,
Okay.
you're gonna have everything there. I'm on Spotify.
And that's just
Apple
Jhonny Jhon on
Music.
Google.
Yeah, Jhonny Jhon.
Cool, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on. That's amazing. And yeah, Jhonny Jhon, check him out on Google. He's got a show coming up May 31st. I think we're going to try to get this out before then so we can
Yeah,
promote
man.
it.
Thanks to you. That's a great experience.
Yeah, it's good
So
to have you on here, man. Like I said,
because
you're the first
normal-
international guy that we've got.
Normally, when I do interviews, it's on Espanol, right? So
Yeah.
that's the first interview
Dude,
I
you
have.
nailed your first English interview.
Yeah,
you
thank you
nailed
so-
it. It's great
Thank
to
you
have
so much,
Thanks,
brother.
buddy. Well, that's the Midnight Tonight Show. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next episode. Thanks for tuning in, Edmonton. We had Lilith Fay on and Jhonny Jhon. We learned a lot. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next time.